So that is brakes off. And power up. Just initially gone to step 4 of power just to get us going again. Remember, we've got to maintain 40 until the rear of the train rejoins the main line, which is now on our right. So we go over this point, which is the access to the bay platforms 1 and 2 for the trains to Morecambe, Leeds and Heysham. Occasional ones to Barrow as well. This is the point back onto the down main. Make sure we don't go above 40 until the rear of the train passes there. Speed limit will be increasing to 100 for us, 110 for Pendolinos. And we're now crossing the Loon Viaduct, which amazingly crosses the River Loon. Loon at Lancaster. So about in a mile and a half time we'll be passing the junction at the south of Hestbank Triangle. I think it's called Morecambe South Junction. We'll find out in a minute. So rear of the train is about to pass on back onto the main line. Doing 37 now, so we're going to open up to full. Expect now that we're now into part 2 of the video. We've been going for 25 minutes now, and I think we've passed the maximum the camera can do for one. So if we have, welcome to the 300 subscriber special for Reedo Railways, and we're driving 4 Sierra 43, double-header class 68 on the Daventry to Moss End working. We've just passed Lancaster. No actual name for this junction mentioned on the HUD. Find the right button. So we have a crossover here, and then a point to the left. You go that way, it takes you to Bear Lane Station. Then you come to Morecambe, and at Morecambe you can also then reverse out of the station and go the other way to get to Heysham. Heysham is a 1-a-day service. I think it's something like 1 o'clock, something like that, off Lancaster. Just goes to Heysham and back. It's the only one that does that each day, and it meets with the boat at Heysham Port, which I believe the boat comes from either Ireland or the Isle of Man. Green light through Hestbank here. When I was on holiday, I actually did some filming here at Hestbank, so you can expect to see them in probably a couple of months. Now it's 71 miles an hour, so we'll be hitting 75 soon. And here comes Bolton Sands, which is another crossing. real life, both of these are MCB CCTVs, so there would be no need to whistle for them. But in the game, they are just a crossing, which is effectively they're an AHB in the game. So it should be an automatic half barrier. So the MCB is the manual controlled with the manual control barriers, and those are both CCTV. I'm just going to shut off because I've just noticed we've gone up to 77, so we're going a bit fast. So we'll let the speed go down to 74 and then go up to notch 4 again, but we will have to increase that because after we pass Carnforth, which is about a mile away, we then start climbing up through the Lake District. So approaching up now is Carnforth South Junction. So that's 74 now, so we've got to notch 4 of power, so 50%. So we have to the right, we have Carnforth up passenger loop, then the up main, we're on the down main, the 2 down loops, and then to far right, far left is Carnforth Steamtown, or where it would be if it was in the game. This is Carnforth Station, so there's no platforms on the main line, but there are on the line towards Barrow. Also went there whilst I was on holiday, so expect some videos from there as well. And then immediately after this left-hand bend, we start a climb of about 1 in 100, I think it is, so we require a little bit more power than what we've got at the moment. So we're just going down on a gradient of 1 in 583. The bridge we went under just a few seconds ago was the line, was under the line that runs from Carnforth round to Settle Junction, which takes the Morecambe to Leeds trains. So we've got a upgrading of 1 in 131, which is affecting our acceleration rate, so we're going to go up to notch 6 straight away. Notch 6 isn't helping, so we go up to notch 8 full power. Still losing a little bit of speed, but once we hit the flats again we'll be fine. So now 1 in 134. That's my DSD again. So we're now going down to 69. It's going to keep falling slowly. To another passenger train. And here we have the A6. So there's 2 bridges there. The first bridge carries the northbound carriageway, so we go over that, which is the old road, and then the new road, which is now the southbound carriageway, went over the top. The gradient is now about to start levelling out a bit, so we'll be able to call about that speed. In fact, it goes downhill slightly as well. So we're going to be down to about 65 miles an hour. Bridge here. So now we're accelerating again. That's a parapet of an old bridge. Now we're starting on a down 1 in 291 gradient. I think that's because when we get to Milnthorpe, it's so flat it must be floodplains. now we've over accelerated again, so we're now doing 76.5. That's braking. Don't want to put it into brake. That's better. Speed should come down, so we're just running along the flat here now. I think it's dead flat. Just across the bottom here, and as you can see, we lose the embankments. We are slightly raised up, so we're not completely on the valley floor. But as I said, I think this will be floodplains, and it's start going up. So a bit of a pond on the right there. Run back to the dog parking. Another pond on the left there, and then another one on the right, so that's the very bottom of the hill, and we're about to start going up quite steeply, so I am going to put it straight into full power just to get us up to 75 before we hit the hill. Speed limit is now still 125. I can't remember if I said it went up to 125 after Carnforth. It did drop to 110 momentarily just as we went through the junction, and back up to 125. And we are fighting a losing battle with this hill with the speed wise, so we are slowing down very slightly. Just past Beela Viaduct, and this is now Milnfort. Speed limit drops to 115 shortly. Before the next signal, then it goes down to 105 after the next signal. It's quite a sharp bend just around that area. And it goes back up to 110, and I think it stays at 110 then. Certainly for a little while anyway. So where are we? So just after the bridge, so the speed ball's now coming up for a 115 for EPS, and it is 100 for us. So we've now gone down to 70 miles an hour. Drops again now to 100 for us, 105 for EPS. Just round this sharpish bend, and then it climbs again, so it's probably stays at 100 for us, which it does, and goes up to 110 for Pendolinos. That's a road that runs alongside there, and if that is as good as it is that's what it looks like in real life, I'm interested. There's a Voyager. So at the top of this hill it goes a little bit flatter, and we come to Oxenholme station, so it's a few miles away yet, but it's not a million miles away. Looking for there, that bridge there takes the A591 underneath the main line, which is the Kendal bypass to the south of Kendal. So that's about 3 or 4 miles south of Oxenholme. Speed is now at 70, so it's just climbing up again slowly, so I'll let it climb back to 75, and hopefully we'll remember to shut off before we get beyond 75, although I think the hill is now getting steeper again, so we might start losing speed again. Just see coming up now just over a mile ahead is the Oxenholme Down neutral section, which is about 3/4 mile away from Oxenholme station itself. The speed's going down again now. The speed limit does drop to 90 as we come through Oxenholme down and up goods loops. Oh, that was the wrong button. Press power down instead of DSD reset. You can now see the green line on the HUD. At the bottom is Oxenholme Station. Not quite at 70 now, it's dipped a bit below, we're now down to 68. But to be fair, we are in a 1 in 111 climbing radius. Not really that surprising. So this signal here is the access signal for Oxenholme Down goods loop. Under this bridge here, which is the A65, and you got a facing crossover there, points to the loops, and then another trailing crossover there. The trailing one is used for trains coming from the Windermere branch to head south. That crossover is not quite in the right place, I'll admit. In the new layout, it's a lot further north, up this end of the loop. And also this is a bit different, so you've got a 10 mile an hour turnout to the left for platform 3. Just decided that was at the end of the platform there. And again, we'll be seeing some videos from Oxenholme when we get round to the holiday videos. So we are now properly climbing through the Lake District, climbing up towards Grey Rig, and it's now a 1 in 100 gradient. Max speed now 90 over 95. We're only doing 65 at the moment, and still decreasing. Fortunately, that's what happens with hills. And this is before we even hit the 1 in 75 gradient for Shap. And that's about 4 miles long, so by the time we finish that, we'll get to the top of Shap, we'll probably be only doing about 50 if that. The computer has decided it's getting a bit too warm, so it's going to turn the fan off a bit. Gradient's now increased to 1 in 200, so we are actually accelerating again now. Still slowly, but climbing about 0.1 of a mile an hour every second, so 10 seconds to go up a mile an hour. Well, roughly that. I mean, it's going to keep changing because the gradient's going steeper and shallower. Now we're climbing 1 in 130, which is making us, let's see what speed does. Doing 66.6 at the moment. Now 65.5, so yeah, it's going down. Going down quite quickly actually. Probably because the whole train is now on that grade. See in the distance now it's getting rather hilly because we are now climbing through the west, on the western edge of the Lake District, so a bit mountain. It's also why it's so bendy, because we've got to keep following the contours of the hills. So we're trying to keep it as flat as possible by going along. We sort of go along the edge of one hill. Admittedly we are climbing quite steeply still, but better than going straight up the hill. Banner. Let me get my phone out and just see how we're doing progress-wise, because we've got the timetable for the actual train up. And we passed Oxenholme a few minutes ago, so we should have been Oxenholme at, when it loads, should have been Oxenholme at 09:50. It's now 09:54, so that will be about right. Lambrigg is coming up, we're supposed to pass there at 56.5, and we're gonna be about right, so we are pretty much on time. If we hadn't had to slow down at Lancaster, run through the platforms, we'd have been even earlier. So after this next signal, we're crossing Dockwray Viaduct, and then immediately after that, we'll be through the Lambrigg is there isn't any loops at Lambrigg, it's Great River. There's the loops. So it's a signal. There we go, it's Dockwray Viaduct. It's not the longest of viaducts, but it's longer than some of the ones on here, but it's not as long as some of the ones when you get further north. So here is the crossovers at Lambrigg. So the facing crossover first, and then the trailing one. And our speed is now currently at 58. And looks like gradient's that 1 in 106. So we're still losing speed slowly. As we get up to Great Rig, we then go through the Loon Gorge, and it's fairly flat there before we hit the proper gradient as we go up Shap, which we'll hit just after we go